Hello everybody, it's Eddie1 here. In today's video, we are going to do a concept today of another fighting roster game. This one is a DC. It is a DC comic one, but this one is not Injustice because I've done an Injustice 3 roster concept already. This is basically a new concept of a new DC game other than Injustice. Because the Injustice storyline isn't gonna be a thing forever. Eventually, they're gonna want to start on something fresh, something new. Where Superman isn't the bad guy, and make him the hero he should be. So, and not have him as a tyrant. So, what I think they could do is kind of a heroes versus supervillains concept. So basically, they can do a story concept of Justice League versus Legion of Doom story concept where Earth's mightiest heroes versus the supervillains and stuff, which is Legion of Doom is basically a Justice League team of its league of supervillains. I think that'd be really kind of a really cool concept and interesting. But how would the story go? What could it be about? That type of thing. I have a roster, and I do have a couple, 2 or 3, 4 different types of stories that this could go and play out and things. So I'm gonna read off the roster of what characters I have, and then go from there. I have quite a bit of stuff in here of like heroes and villains, so here we go. We've got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, Shazam, Green Arrow, Black Canary, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Plastic Man, Red Tornado, Black Lightning, Dr. Fate, Booster Gold, John Constantine, Zatanna, Mary Marvel, Catwoman, Nightwing, Batgirl, Tim Drake's Red Robin, the Autumn, Red Hood, Batwoman, Damian Wayne, son of Batman's Robin, Batwing, Huntress, Supergirl, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Blue Beetle, Firestorm, Superboy, Kid Flash, Wonder Girl, Miss Martian, Static Shock, Speedy, Aqualad, and Steel. Now, if you're wondering about those, it's because I've also included, characters of Young Justice characters and stuff on here too, because I figured you can have some of the Young Justice characters in this game as well, and maybe you can do a story concept with Young Justice characters, because maybe you can do a story, because I can see 2 story campaign stories. I can see doing one with Justice League heroes or something, and then you could do another a second campaign story of doing something with the Injustice characters. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be kind of a super cool story concept if they decide to do something with that. So so I got more characters. What I just read there was all the heroes. There's 45 heroes that I read off to you guys. So this next list is on the backs. I made another list of ones for the villains. So here we go for villains. We've got Darkseid, Lex Luthor, Metallo, Cheetah, Sinestro, Atrocitus, Larfreeze, Deathstroke, Black Adam, Dr. Savannah, which is a Shazam villain. Same with Black Adam. Gorilla Grodd, Captain Cold, Heat Wave, Captain Boomerang, Reverse Flash. Got quite a bit of different Flash villains for this. We got Cerasul, Silver Swan, which is a couple other Wonder Woman villains. Joker, Harley Quinn, Two-Face, Riddler, Bane, Scarecrow, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Penguin, Firefly, Deadshot. There's quite a bit of Batman's rogue galleries. um, we got King Shark, Black Manta, Ocean Master, Doomsday. Now, the thing about Doomsday and Darkseid, you can definitely do story concepts with. You definitely do something with Darkseid, for sure. You can do, you can do kind of an Infinity War story with DC, where he's, basically going out hunting down and killing all these heroes and basically wanting to be the last man standing against Earth's mightiest heroes. Another one, on the other hand, is a Doomsday. Now, you could definitely have Doomsday be a pretty big villain concept in here. Like, you could definitely do a Death of Superman story concept for a fighting game. And where all these heroes unite and try to stop this big killing machine monster who's, like, destroying characters left and right. Because Doomsday is, like, he's tough to beat. And matter of fact, he's hard, dude. He's difficult to kill. I mean, Doomsday can be killed. It's just he's super difficult to kill. He's not, and after different versions of, the way they've tried, like, if y'all remember the movie, it was in the New 52 continuity animated movies, where they did the Death of Superman story and stuff of that continuity, and they brought Doomsday in. Well, they had all the Justice League characters helping Superman fight off Doomsday, which was kind of a cool movie. I know a lot of people didn't really care for it, but I thought it was a cool movie because you had all the characters fighting for their life on this monster that's just, like, terrorizing and, like, smashing these characters left and right like no other. And it's such an interesting story about, Doomsday and stuff. So I think a Death of Superman story concept would be pretty cool for a fighting game. So all these characters get together and try and stop this character. However they do that story would be pretty cool. So I got Vandal Savage, another villain, Solomon Grundy, Silver Banshee, Killer Croc, Sportsmaster, Cyborg Superman, and Eclipso. The thing with Cyborg Superman, I thought of, there was a story concept where Cyborg Superman does kind of go after and ends up with all the Lantern Rings. You can definitely do a pretty cool story concept with that, because I think when one person gets a hold of all those, they're, like, invincible. I just think a pretty good story concept of that would be pretty cool. Eclipse, on the other hand, is kind of an interesting character to try stuff with, because I remember one time, I guess, in a comic book, he managed to possess quite a bit of the Justice League characters and stuff, and made everybody go mad crazy. Eclipse would be a pretty interesting story concept of something. I do have a DLC character pack list, so for DLC, I got Swamp Thing, Stargirl, Hourman, Brainiac, Trigon, Felix Faust, which is a John Constantine villain. Now, when it comes to... Now, I have Brainiac in a DLC. The reason I have Brainiac in DLC is because since they kind of used him as a villain for Injustice 2, I feel like... I don't know if they would want to use him again as, like, a main villain or somebody else. So I put him in DLC just to add in there later, just to have him in there in the game. The next thing I have here is Trigon. Trigon would be an interesting villain for this story concept. But if they do like a a 2-story campaign for Young Justice, I think Trigon would be an interesting villain for that concept as well. And throwing characters like Deathstroke and stuff like that in there, you can kind of throw a kind of a Teen Titans kind of feel in there a little bit. That's just what I think with that. I think it'd be a pretty good idea and stuff. So, I have a DLC pack 2, and there's only 5 on this. So, we've got Captain Autumn. I know who Captain Autumn is and stuff, but I feel like he's a character that doesn't get. I feel like he's a character that doesn't get much credit, or not really much credit, but like much recognition. I just feel like he's a character that doesn't get much recognition. Captain Autumn, Despero, Amazo, and then I have the 2 female characters, Fire and Ice. And I kind of looked at both those characters. They are actually sisters, and from what I understand, they're basically a complete package deal. So basically, you can't really have one without the other. So it's kind of like Black Canary and Green Arrow, for instance, because like you can't have one without the other. Same with Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. They're basically 2 complete package deal characters too. So basically, like I said, you can't have one without the other. So, I think this would be an interesting, something different for DC if they did a whole new fighting game concept instead of Injustice. I think here's my stories I like for this type of game. I think a Justice League versus a Legion of Doom story concept would be pretty cool. So like your supervillains versus your superheroes, your superheroes versus the League of Supervillains. A dark side story concept would be pretty nice. Of some sort. Doomsday, I think, would be a nice story concept. So if you were to do the Death of Superman story concept for this game, that'd be pretty nice. The Cyborg Superman story concept, I think it'd be pretty cool too, because you can have him going after hunting down all these rings to gain power and stuff. So I think that'd be kind of a cool story concept with that. And then, if they decide to do, like I said, a second story campaign and stuff it contains with the Young Justice characters or something, I think Trigon would be an interesting villain for that story concept or something. This is what I think for a game like that and stuff. So, I kind of find these types of games like that because we're getting superhero games quite a bit these days because we're getting quite a bit of Marvel games. We got actually quite a bit of Marvel games. We're still getting updates for the Avengers one. We had a Guardians of the Galaxy. We have a Marvel's Midnight Suns. What else do we got going on? We even have the Spider-Man 2 with a Spider-Man 2 game coming in. Because we had our Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then we're just getting quite a bit of different stuff here, so it's kind of interesting. And then DC has some games coming in here too. So you got the Gotham Knights, you got the Suicide Squad game coming, and there is also a Wonder Woman game coming in the story as well. And I also forgot about that Marvel has a Wolverine game that they got going on too, so that's kind of pretty interesting. So yeah, we got different types of games coming in. And then, there is talks, about, a Marvel vs. DC or a Marvel type fighting game. But I think a lot of people like to see a Marvel vs. DC game, which would be the coolest. And I'd agree with that most of all. But we'll just see what happens, I guess, when it gets here. Because the way I look at it, something's got to be... They got to show something to us later. Because, like, the whole keeping it hush concept is kind of... It's getting a little aggravating. It's like, what are you guys making, Like, so. But if NetherRealm Studios was to do something like this, I think this would be pretty cool. But, with NetherRealm Studios, they got their Mortal Kombat 12 game coming, and they also got that Mortal Kombat Trilogy thing that they're working on, which is remastering the old arcade game and doing like a reboot or a remaster or kind of a remake with it. But the concept of it looks pretty cool. I'll have to do some YouTube videos on it and show like the images and the pictures of it and stuff, and show you what I mean, because like it looks pretty good if you guys have seen some of the trilogy stuff. So post a comment section below, tell me what you guys think of a new DC game that's not Injustice and stuff, and what your ideas are with that and thoughts of what they can do. Post a comment section below, like I said. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as always. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.